Well, good afternoon. We interrupt your regular programming with some breaking news out of the Chatham County Health Department. The first vaccines in the state arrived there yesterday, and today they are being administered. You can see Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is right there at the podium, expected to speak any moment, along with the Georgia Department of Public Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey, to talk about this historic moment. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Exciting day. Certainly want to thank our Public Health Commissioner, Dr. Kathleen Toomey, for joining us today. I was told that Congressman Buddy Carter's here. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I think Senator Ben Watson is here. I know Representative, there's Dr. Watson, Representative Bill Hitchens, and I was told that Mayor Johnson was also with us today. Mayor, thanks for being here. As you can imagine, this has been a long time coming, and we couldn't be more grateful to be here as the first COVID-19 vaccines are administered here in the Peach State.
On the news at 4, I'm Max Deeknight. Some of the first people to be vaccinated against COVID-19 have now gotten the shot here in Chatham County. It comes more than 9 months after the first cases of COVID-19 were diagnosed in Georgia. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and Georgia Health Department Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey are in Savannah right now to mark the historic day. The 4 people vaccinated represent the organizations that have worked nonstop to care for our community ever since the outbreak began. We're joined live from the Chatham County Health Department by our anchor, Mike Sela. And Mike, several local frontline workers were the first to get the vaccine. It was a significant moment.
It was a huge moment indeed, a very big one, as frontline workers from Memorial Health and St. Joseph's Candler were given the first dose of the vaccine. As you said, Governor Brian Kemp, along with Georgia Public Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey, were on hand to see some of the first people in the state get the vaccine. Now, this is the first step in a very long process of trying to make sure our frontline health care workers and our most vulnerable in nursing care facilities get vaccinated first. There are only a limited number of doses available right now, and they have all been spoken for. First shipments of the Pfizer vaccine to Georgia will be about 84,000 doses this week. That very first shipment arrived in Savannah Monday at the Coastal Health District. Those doses will be split. Chatham County gets 3,900 and Glynn County receiving 1,950 doses.
But the doses right now are going to 34, 35 different facilities, and there are several that are in parts of rural Georgia. These are our hospitals, medical facilities around the state. So people should take comfort in the vaccine is literally going all over the state right now. It's not just Savannah and Atlanta.
Phase 1A of the vaccine rollout in Georgia is underway now. Now, the people vaccinated will include healthcare workers and patients, plus staff in long-term care facilities, basically our most vulnerable in our population. Phase 1B will be the next step, which includes essential workers, such as non-clinical medical workers, pharmacies, court employees, nuclear power employees, and also the health department wants to consider adults over the age of 65 who may have underlying health conditions. Now, phase 1C after that would then roll out. This phase would include all adults over the age of 65 plus, or other adults that are under 65 with medical conditions and would pose a higher risk. Now, the Moderna vaccine is up next this week for approval. The FDA panel meets on Thursday. Georgia Health Commissioner Dr. Toomey says she expects once that vaccine is approved that Georgia will receive almost 174,000 doses. She says a lot of the rural health departments wanted to wait for the Moderna vaccine because it is easier to store and also to transport.
So many of the rural hospitals, as well as our rural health departments, have chosen to wait a week or so for the Moderna vaccine. And I expect us to get around 174,000 doses of that vaccine. And that doesn't require that super deep cold freezer. So that will be a lot easier to transport and a lot easier for some of these smaller facilities that don't have as many people to be vaccinated to accept.
Now, leaders with the city of Savannah are closely watching the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine as it comes into the community. Savannah Mayor Van Johnson was here. He applauded the efforts of those delivering and administering the vaccine at today's weekly news briefing that he also held this morning. Sean Evans details how the mayor says Savannah is standing ready to help in the vaccination effort in any way that it can.
Mayor Van Johnson said he's excited for the arrival of thousands of doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine as it marks what he sees as a significant turning point in the community's fight against the virus. The mayor said Savannah had committed to Dr. Lawton Davis and the Coastal Health District to continue their partnership as they provided space for testing for months. Mayor Johnson says the city also stands ready to help with any kind of public education campaign to make sure people understand the importance of pairing the vaccine with continued health safety practices like social distancing and wearing masks.
I am grateful to those that are coordinating this incredibly complicated and historic vaccine distribution. Certainly our friend Dr. Davis and all the folks at the Coastal Health District. And we hope and pray and we'll do all we can to ensure everything goes smoothly.
With regard to city employees getting vaccinated, Mayor Johnson said he doesn't believe it's the organization's role to make that a requirement. The mayor added he believes many city workers will, though, to keep themselves and co-workers safe. In Savannah, Sean Evans, WTOC News.
Now you can see today's entire announcement for yourself right now on WTOC.com.
Live, local, now. This is the News at 6.
For all Georgians who have suffered the consequences of this virus, either themselves, their family, or their friends, we now see a light at the end of the tunnel, and we are so excited.
Day that many of us have been waiting for is here, a COVID-19 vaccine, and it made its Georgia debut right here in the Coastal Empire. Governor Brian Kemp and Dr. Kathleen Toomey in Savannah just a few hours ago announcing the very latest on the vaccine and what we can expect. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the News at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. Many believe this shot is our shot at long-term recovery for this virus. Here's what we know so far. The first Pfizer vaccine shipment to Savannah and the state of Georgia was around 5,800 doses. More doses are on the way right now. Chatham County hospitals are at this very moment vaccinating many of their frontline workers. The Moderna vaccine, if approved this week, will start arriving in Georgia next week. We have live team coverage tonight on this historic day. We begin with WTOC anchor Mike Sela, who was at today's news conference with the governor and other leaders from across the state and here locally.
It was a very big day indeed, Don. Today was a day that some of the first doses were given out here in the Savannah area. In fact, 4 healthcare workers from Memorial Health and St. Joseph's Candler rolling up their sleeves to be some of the first to get vaccinated in the entire state of Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp and Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey were here to mark the historic day, and it was an exciting day. But we are only at the beginning of a long road ahead as the vaccine rolls out.
This is a big logistical lift, not only to get the vaccine here through Operation Warp Speed and what they're doing, but also when it gets on the ground here, especially with the Pfizer vaccine, you have to keep it extremely cold temperatures. It's not the easiest thing to do. And I would caution fellow Georgians to be patient.
Limited at this point, they will go to frontline healthcare workers and the most vulnerable at nursing and long-term care facilities in this first phase of the vaccine rollout. Now, the next phases will be some essential workers and those 65 years and older with health risks. For the general population, we are looking at late spring or into early summer at the earliest. That's why the governor said we should still wear our masks and social distance and not let your guard down as we move into the winter months. But today should be looked on as a great start, but still a lot of work to do over the next 6 months. You got to stay vigilant. Many of the healthcare workers have been on the front lines for the last 9 months. They've seen it firsthand. Our Blair Caldwell is live at Memorial Health, where employees are receiving the vaccine tonight.
Yeah, Mike, I'm here at Memorial Health and actually just outside of their clinic where they give vaccinations. I'm joined by Dr. Jay Goldstein, and he is the medical director of the ER here. Walk me through, what does this day mean, knowing that you've been battling this disease or this virus since literally 9 months ago?
We've been waiting for this for a long time, so we're really excited to start the end to the pandemic. We love that the frontline providers, the ones that are going to be taking the vaccine first, and we're really excited to start moving the process forward.
Obviously, there's been a big discussion about to trust this vaccine or not, what we know about it, do we have enough information? Why did you decide to come out here today to be vaccinated in this very first round?
Yeah, I feel like it's time. I think we're ready. We feel very safe. We feel like they've done the due diligence, and we know that this vaccine is safe. And so as the frontline medical providers, we're going to take it first and show the general populace that, it is safe and effective.
Dr. Goldstein, can you talk to us a little bit? This has been a long haul for you guys battling. We talk about you as frontline workers, frontline heroes. You guys have literally been battling this, and it's not been easy, I'm assuming. So to see this day come.
It's been very tough for us, and we're seeing the numbers go up at this time. We saw it go up earlier in the pandemic. So it's been very difficult work with full gear, mask, goggles, and essentially I think all the general population has been doing the same thing. It's just been a very tough existence. So to see that we are moving forward with this is just exhilarating.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Now, they are going to begin these vaccinations right here tonight. We are told that several employees are going to be getting that, but of course, several more will be getting those tomorrow here at Memorial Health. They aren't telling us exactly how many for security reasons, but they do expect to get an additional shipment of vaccine for Memorial Health sometime later this week. Reporting live tonight from Memorial Health, Blair Caldwell, WTOC News.
And that's what a lot of people are doing, Blair, waiting for those vaccine doses to roll in. And some of the healthcare workers raising their hands, wanting to be the first in line to get that shot to protect their safety so they can help protect others. Our Bria Bolden joining us now live to talk more about what health workers are saying about the process of getting vaccinated.
That's right, Mike. And as we know, frontline healthcare workers have worked tirelessly throughout this pandemic, and they were the first to receive the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine today. And those I spoke with said the process was simple, and when the time comes, they want people to get vaccinated. And healthcare workers have also described this process as easy and painless. Dr. Ben Spitalnik with Pediatric Associates of Savannah says the vaccine was similar to getting a flu shot. He says he's feeling fine and isn't experiencing any side effects. However, he says he does understand that some may feel nervous about getting vaccinated, but he also says the public can trust the science behind this vaccine.
I understand the newness. I'm apprehensive about the coronavirus. Right now, it's hitting 5,000 Georgians a day. It's killing one person in the U.S. every minute. I'm worried about catching coronavirus. I am excited there's finally a vaccine. Yes, it came quickly, but vaccines have been studied like this one for years, and it went through extensive clinical trials. I wish I'd participated in the trials. I'm excited that it's finally available.
And Dr. Spitalnik will be back here at the Chatham County Health Department in 21 days to receive his second dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Live in Chatham County, Bria Bolden, WTOC News.
WTOC is inside the hospital this morning. Zach Logan joining us live. Zach, I'm sure these healthcare workers are excited to begin this process.
Ken and Saria, good morning. We are live here inside Candler Hospital as we prepare for a very big day, a day that a lot of people have been waiting for, including our healthcare workers, as the first employee here at Candler Hospital gets vaccinated for COVID-19. I'm actually here with Spencer. She is the first one to get the vaccine this morning. Spencer, tell me what it's like being that first one and being in this chair right now.
It's exciting. You know, I want to set an example for my community and my coworkers, so I'm excited about it.
Are you hopeful that this will kind of help get things back to normal before COVID?
Yeah, I'm really hopeful. You know, we all want to go back to our normal. I work with a pretty vulnerable population. I'm on labor and delivery, so it's important to me to protect the moms and the babies, so I'm hopeful.
Saria Sandlin now joins us live from Candler Hospital, where the vaccinations are currently underway. Saria, I know this definitely is a huge moment for the hospital.
give that to the audience?
Absolutely, Ken. It is a huge moment. After 9 months of battling this deadly virus, hundreds of thousands of Americans dead across this country, there is finally some light at the end of the tunnel. So I want to show you what's happening at St. Joseph's Candler. We are at Candler Hospital right now. You can see there's a line forming of these frontline medical workers. They are the ones in the line for the shot. And then also right here, you can see they are getting ready to administer the vaccine. These are extremely cold. They have to let them thaw for a little bit before they are able to administer them. It is a process, but the room I'm actually standing in was supposed to be a COVID room that they actually never had to use, luckily. So now they're able to use it for the vaccine administration. And I want to talk to Paul Hinchy right now, CEO of St. Joseph Candler. He actually got his vaccine this morning on the news at daybreak and is joining us now. We watched you get the vaccine. How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic. I'm glad people were watching it. I literally didn't feel it at all. I was expecting a little bit more, and it was nothing, really. I was shocked, and no fever, no soreness, nothing. So I would highly encourage everyone who's watching this broadcast to please get it, because you don't have to fear it.
Absolutely. And this has just been a very long year for you and all of our healthcare workers in town. You've got to feel a bit relieved and optimistic now.
Yeah, we're euphoric right now. You can feel it in this room. It's like a wedding, and finally then you're walking your daughter down the aisle. There's a sense of a lot of emotion. This has been a long time coming. So they've been through a lot. I mean, they've been in battle for 9 months. But I'll have to say, we're still not done yet. We're pragmatists. We know we have a few miles more to go before we sleep. So everyone has got to get this vaccine. That's an absolute must. And that's the only way the boat in Savannah is going to get lifted, is if we all roll up our sleeves and get the shot like I did this morning.
And I have to ask, how does it feel being the first in Georgia to get the vaccines here in Savannah?
That was quite an honor. Of course, it's great for the community, and it's great for the coastal empire, and it's great for these caregivers, because now they can go out and cross-pollinate and tell their neighbors and their children and their grandparents, that I got it and we were the first. So I think it's something we all can be proud of and we all can celebrate.
Well, I am happy to hear some good news, and so happy that all of your frontline workers are getting vaccinated today. And, again, this is, like he said, you can feel the energy in the room. These people are excited about this vaccine. It is good news after so many months of bad news. So we're going to stick around here. We'll show you more a little bit later on the news at daybreak. Ken?